Good evening and welcome to Prime TV News. I'm Chamla Guntilaka and we will take a look at the headlines first. Pincomers countrywide mark Poson Full Moon Poya Day. Information on a tip of $7 million received by the former president has come to light. Sri Lanka's rank improves in the Global Peace Index. Over 2,300 apprehended during a countrywide police operation. Malaysia values items seized from properties linked to the former Malaysian Prime Minister at $275 million. And now for news in detail. Today is Poson Full Moon Poya Day, the day that commemorates the introduction of Buddhism to Sri Lanka by Arahat Maha Mahinda Thera. Poson commemorates the occasion over 2,000 years ago when Arahat Mahinda, son of Emperor Ashoka of India, converted King Devanampiya to Buddhism. The main center of celebration is Mihintale, the ancient monastic complex where the mission headed by the Arahant Mahinda, including Ittiya, Uttiya, Sambala and Bhaddasala Theras, preached the first sermon to the ruler, King Devanampiya at Anuradhapura, thereby setting in motion a series of events that eventually made Sri Lanka the home of Theravada Buddhism. With the establishment of Bhikkhu Sasana, all other elements of a civilized society began to emerge. With the establishment of Bhikkhu Sasana, all other elements of a civilized society began to emerge, with the art of writing, art, architecture, river civilization, religious rituals in song and dance forms, and literature, all with royal patronage. The Lankan community was able to stand alone without being indebted to any culture in the world purely because of the light of Buddha Dhamma received on Poson Full Moon Poya Day, a day like today. For Buddhists, this hallowed day of Poson is second only to Vesak in terms of importance. Devotees countrywide are engaged in religious observances, giving prominence to Amisa and Pratipatti Pujas. Various programs including religious observances and Poson zones in addition to dansalas have been organized throughout the country in view of Poson Full Moon Poya Day. Many religious programs, including the offering of alms, sil and medication campaigns, were held in temples, including the Jayasri Mahabodhi in Anuradhapura, on marking Poson Poya. The religious programs were held under the guidance of the chief incumbent of the Atamasthana, the Venerable Pallegama Sirinivasa Thera. Special transport services as well as dansalas are operative for the convenience of the devotees arriving in Anuradhapura during the Poson week. Special religious ceremonies were held at the Sri Dalada Maligava marking Poson Poya. A Poson Day Perahera will be held centering the Dalada Maligava. Devotees in large numbers are participating in the religious observances. Meanwhile, a Poson Bhaktigi pageant was held near the Dalada Maligava. The sacred relics placed at the Chittagong Vihara in Bangladesh were brought by air to Tissa Maharama after being placed at the Hunupitiya Gangarama Vihara. The sacred relics were brought in a procession to the Tissa Mahavihara from the Tissa Maharama grounds. A group including Minister Sajit Premadasa was present to receive the sacred relics. Devotees are given an opportunity to venerate the sacred relics until tomorrow morning. The Amadahara Buddhist Bhaktigi program, organized by the Welfare Society of the Department of Census and Statistics marking Poson, was held at the department's auditorium. A rice dansala organized by the Army College at Panagoda in Homagama was held at the school premises. The dansala was organized for the fifth occasion. The dansala was held on the instructions of Principal Yapa Bandara and with the mediation of the School Development Committee. The Savana Crest program telecast over ITN on every Poya Day was aired live from the Madukanda Sri Dalada Vihara in Vaunia. Many programs including Dhamma sermons and Dhamma discussions were telecast from the Vihara. These activities were organized under the guidance of the chief incumbent of the Vihara, the Venerable Muatagama Ananda Thera. Devotees in large numbers participated in these programs. The Sasanaloka program organised by ITN-FM was also held at the Vihara. Pirikara and sets of books were offered to the Samanera monks. The appreciation of their parents under the Sasanaloka program was also held with the participation of a large gathering. The Pinkama to offer the new Pirivena Hall building complex and the Sanghavasa of the historic Dimbulagala Aranya Senasana to the Mahasangha was held under the patronage of President Maithripala Sirisena. The President also participated in many Poson programs held in Polonnaruwa. The President, after arriving at the Dimbulagala Aranya Senasana, opened the Vahalkada, unveiling the plaque. It was there after the President declared open the new Pirivena Hall building complex and the Sanghavasa amidst the chanting of Setpirit by the members of the Mahasangha. Expressing his views on the occasion, President Maithripala Sirisena said that the activities connected to the development of the Dimbulagala Aranya Senasana will be carried out continuously. The President said that he is glad to overcome a shortcoming experienced by student Buddhist monks of the Aranya Senasana to successfully engage in their educational activities by opening the Pirivena Hall building. He said he expected to provide all facilities to the Buddhist monks as well as devotees visiting the Aranya Senasana. He added that he also wished to make a beautiful and pleasant place. The Pirivena Hall building complex and the Sanghavasa were built under the Pipidemu Polonnaruwa program and the expenditure incurred was 40 million rupees. A private firm contributed to the construction of the new Vahalkada. The President presented souvenirs to those who supported in the construction work. The President offered to the chief incumbent of the Dimbulagala Aranya Senasana, the Venerable Millane Sri Alankara Thera, a picture of the Vihara premises. Among those present was a large gathering, including Minister Vijaydas Rajapaksa. The Poson full moon poyas Sadaham Yatra Dhamma sermon was held, centering the Dimbulagala Aranya Senasana. The Dhamma sermon was delivered by the chief incumbent of the Siri Vajrarama Vihara in Balapitiya, the Venerable Trikunamalaya Ananda Thera. The annual Poson Rice Dansala, organised by the Polonnaruwa Buddhist Society, is being held for the 58th occasion. The Dansala will continue tomorrow near the Parakrama Samudra. The President declared open the Dansala today. It is being organised mainly for the devotees on the instructions of the President. Anunayaka of the Udarata Amarapura chapter of the Sri Lanka Amarapura Nikaya, the Venerable Yalagamwe Dhammissara Thera, delivered a special Anusasana. Members of the Mahasangha, including Chief Sanganayaka of the Alahara Bakamuna divisions, the Venerable Liangas Valgure Devananda Thera were present. Still on local news tonight, President Maithripala Sirisena has mentioned that the festival of Poson signifies the glorious message of loving kindness. It brings back the memory of an arrival of a virtuous nation. The President made this reference in his message marking the Poson Poya Day. President Maithripala Sirisena said, "It is not only the heredity of a new religion that we obtained with the arrival of Arahat Mahinda on a full moon Poya day such as today in the year 236 BC, but also a nation nourished by Buddhist cultural values was created based on that significant incident." He pointed out that with the arrival of Buddhism, the country inherited the rich traditional values of education, literature, architecture, agriculture and ethics of life. It was also the light of Buddhism introduced to us by Arahat Mahinda that moved us towards a lifestyle and a tradition that is endowed with a coexisting policy to provide protection for the environment, not only for the humankind but also for fauna and flora, rivers and torrents. Thus, the President emphasized that as a nation listening to Buddhist preaching under a shade of a mango tree on a Poya day such as today, we must determine to be disciplined within mind, body and speech to dedicate ourselves to bring virtue to the whole environment, giving priority to humankind. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe, in his Poson message, said, "It is our utmost responsibility to understand the noble truth of Dhamma and to apply this to our daily lives." Premier Wickremesinghe said Buddhism is the greatest philosophy to enrich one's spirituality. Prime Minister Wickremesinghe said the four sublime states of the mind, Metta, Karuna, Mudita, Upekkha, which stand for loving kindness, compassion, appreciative joy and equanimity, teach us peace, reconciliation and spiritual calmness through the teachings of the Buddha. He noted the philosophy of Buddhism is accepted today and will be accepted for many more years to come. The Premier pointed out that the Dhamma is not limited to this world, but absorbed in other dimensions of the world where Buddhists seek the supreme bliss of Nibbana. The New York Times has reported that a Chinese firm had given a sum of $7.6 million to former President Mahinda Rajapaksa to meet his expenditure in the presidential election held in the year 2015. The website of this newspaper mentioned that this money had been given from an account of the Hambantota Harbour project of the company China Harbour, which mediated on behalf of several development projects in the island. The newspaper has expressed doubts whether the former president had received this tip for the initiatives taken by him to grant a massive project such as the Hambantota Harbour project to the Chinese firm. Severe accusations had been made in the past that the Hambantota Harbour project was an unsuccessful one and had been given to China based on a high commission. This cash transaction has been consolidated in the investigations carried out in this respect, and the check numbers and names of persons who had obtained them has been revealed. Sri Lanka improves in the World Peace Index. It has succeeded in moving up 5 notches in the Peace Index. Sri Lanka has succeeded in consolidating its place in the 67th position in the World Peace Index. The overall marks gained by Sri Lanka is 1.954. Sri Lanka enjoys a second position among the South Asian countries. Bhutan is leading in this Peace Index among the South Asian countries. Iceland ranked first in the index as the most peaceful country, followed by New Zealand, Austria, Portugal and Denmark. Iceland has been able to enjoy the first position in the index from the year 2008. Syria made it to the bottom of the list. The Peace Index has been compiled based on data from 163 countries. Overall, peace in the world has dropped by 0.27%. The peaceful situation in 92 countries has dropped, while it is reported that peace in 71 countries has gone up. The index has been compiled covering 99.7% of the world population. The index assesses the level of social security as well as the progress made by countries in areas such as local and international conflicts, as well as the extent of the military. Continuing with local news tonight, over 2,322 persons have been taken into custody over various offences. They were arrested in a sudden operation mooted by the police. Among them are 423 pending warrants. This operation was launched on the instructions of the Inspector General of Police. 14,070 police officers joined in this operation. 1,796 roadblocks were subject for inspection. The number of vehicles examined was 29,090. 58,040 persons were examined during the operation. 650 persons were arrested for drunk driving. 635 were arrested with respects to various crimes. 531 were taken into custody with regard to drugs and alcohol abuse. In addition, the police said that 5,254 persons have been prosecuted with respect to traffic violations. Minister of Transport and Civil Aviation Services Nima Siripala de Silva has said that the country can achieve many economic benefits through the promotion of internal flights. Siripala de Silva said that internal air travel is vital for the tourism industry and for foreigners coming to the island for investments. Such facilities should be mandatorily afforded to strengthen the program mooted by the government to uplift the economy. The Civil Aviation Minister said that internal flights are also necessary for the use of the people of the country. All necessary facilities should be given to make this a profitable venture. The minister pointed out that the present government has implemented a comprehensive program to develop the internal flights of the country. The minister was speaking at the inauguration ceremony of the helicopter yard of the IWS Private Limited Company in Valisara. Minister Rauf Hakim, Executive Director of the Airport and Aviation Services Company Johan Jayaratna, and Chairman of the IWS Private Airlines Company IW Senanayaka were present on the occasion. That's all the news we have for you tonight. Prime TV News returns tomorrow, and in the meantime, make www.itnnews.lk your go-to source for the very latest in news at home and overseas. I'm Chamila Guntilaka signing out. Good night.